All right, what's going on? It's Bobby Skinner talking Giants, reacting to the Giants' loss on Thanksgiving to the Dallas Cowboys. This game reaction is brought to you by Ridgewall. Check out the link in the description for up to 40% off. Giants, they were just outclassed with talent in this game. Obviously, they were up 13-7 at the half. We were all excited, but the Cowboys are just a more talented team than most teams in the NFL, and especially versus a banged up Giants team, which biggest areas of injuries were versus the Dallas Cowboys' strengths. Plus, your best players didn't play well. Penalties go against you, and it just leads to an L. But they started the game hot. Like the start of the game was fun. Like they were on offense, they were getting outside the pocket with some boot action. Then you have the deep shot to Slayton that leads to 7 points. The defense gets 2 interceptions, from Rodarius Williams and Julian Love. And then second half, it was all downhill from there. Uh, Defensively, like second half, their wide receivers and tight ends just totally ate versus our DBs. Dak in the second half was 11 of 14, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a lot of those yards came on third down. They converted 7 of 10 consequential third downs. In the second half, there was 3 third and 10 plus ones, even a third and goal from the 15. And then you had huge penalties like that phantom call on Darnay Holmes. That extended the drive, which the Giants should have got the ball back. 87 yards on the air on third down, 27 rushing yards. Just they were able to eat versus our DBs, and then Kayvon had 5 QB hits. So he had his best game of the season by far. And honestly, what led to some of the first half success, I think, was Kayvon Thibodeau getting pressure. But besides him, the defense just I don't think it was really much about X's and O's. It was more about Jimmy's and Joe's. Like guys were just getting flat out beat. Like, yes, were they doing some blitzing and on stuff on third and long? Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of what Wink Martindale and this Giants defense does, and it led to turnovers. So or at least one turnover. So I don't hate them playing that way, but they just weren't able to execute offensively. Saquon looks bad. He's not running hard and he's not producing big plays or forcing missed tackles. I mean, the last 2 weeks, he's got 26 carries for 51 yards. That's less than 2 yards a pop. 11 carries for 39 yards in this game. The longest play the last 2 weeks is 10 yards. And that's the thing is okay, is Saquon probably banged up? Yeah, but we should at least be able to get some big plays out of the guy. And his longest play the last 2 weeks is 10 yards. He had that drop on fourth down. I actually put that more on Daniel Jones than Saquon. That's a hard catch to make, but still, there wasn't a ton of velocity on it. So I still think he should have caught that ball. And then what bothered me more than that fourth down was the third down play before that. DJ throws the ball to Saquon. Saquon should have not easily, but he should have gotten the first down. And he just kind of looked like not very fast and kind of timid with the way he ran. And, now you're put in a fourth down situation, which honestly, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Giants going for it there. Then obviously that's, can be hindsight, but before the snap, I was kind of like, punt it. You're at your own 40. Don't throw this game away on one play. What on the offense has given you confidence that you're going to be able to pick up that 1 yard, even though they should have had, but the players just didn't execute. And then Andrew Thomas, who's your best player, gives up 2 sacks. And this is the team that you already just can't drop back against. That's just going to be a bad day. And I know Andrew Thomas was sick and he's going against Micah Parsons. So I actually saw some people being like, you were touting Andrew Thomas. It's like, yeah, I still am. Last time this guy was sick was that Patriots preseason game where people lost their freaking minds on him. I want to talk about Daniel Jones. But first, before I talk to you about Daniel Jones, I want to talk to you about Ridge Wallet. This episode is brought to you by Ridge Wallet. It holds up to 12 cars plus rooms for cash. The wallet holds over 50,000 5-star reviews. The Ridge team is so confident that you'll like it that they'll let you test drive it for 45 days. You can send it back for a full refund if you don't love it. You'll be glad you did. With DJ, definitely not his best game. I don't think this is the game where DJ Daniel Jones should get killed for his play. The first half, like he created some stuff, like there was even times where I'm like, throw the ball in the flat and then he extends it and he gets a big chunk play to Chris Myrick on that first drive of the game. He had the deep throw to Darius Slayton, and he should have had another deep throw to Slayton, but Slayton got kind of stumbled on it. And this is really like if you want to critique Daniel Jones after this game, you can critique it by like, well, they don't have any trust or faith in him because of Mike Kafka running the ball towards the end of the game. And that so people always like when the Giants lose, it's like play calling, play calling. It's like, okay, but what specifically in the play calling? And is this hindsight? Is this hindsight criticizing the play calling? So that can happen. Where I don't think it's hindsight is 5 minutes left in the game and they're just running the ball. Like they're getting in 3 tight end sets, have like not even 3 tight ends, 2 tight ends and an extra tackle, and they're running the ball. So if you want to criticize DJ, that's how you would criticize. Like they don't even trust him when they're down 2 touchdowns with 5 minutes left. But again, I think this Dallas front is so good. I mean, I think they have the most sacks. They had the most sacks through 10 games in like NFL history, or in like 20 years or something insane like that. Number 1 passing defense for a reason. And then they're not a good running defense, and you can't get the running game going with Saquon. You're just in for a bad game. So frustrating loss. I think it's even more frustrating because it's on Thanksgiving. I don't think the sky's totally falling for the Giants. I know the Lions loss was bad, but we saw the Lions team is pretty talented. They went head to head with the Bills. This Washington game is going to tell you, though. This Washington game will tell you, like, are the Giants going to get 9-10 wins and get in the playoffs? Or is it going to go downhill and they're going to, squeak out? So this next Washington game I think will tell the story. I don't think losing to this Dallas team with the talent they have is going to, they were up at the half. So it sucks. I hate losing more than anybody. Even especially when Andrew Thomas gives up sacks. Like that makes my skin crawl. So we appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe. I pod out in the morning, O-line report, film review, all that good stuff. Let's go Big Blue.